last weekend was the first ever WokeFX meetup. I did a long presentation. We wanted to make it as raw as possible, so here are the highlights from that presentation for all of you guys to see. Basically, obviously, you guys have been a massive part of WokeFX. It's actually genuinely, like, not emotional, but surreal to get to the stage where everyone in here is at the stage where they actually want to come to Bournemouth and further their knowledge and get to the stage where I want everyone in this room to be 6-7 figure funded trader, like there should be, and there's a lot of people that are getting there already. In terms of obviously the plan to this, right now, the idea is that every single person should be getting as much one-to-one, as much like access to as much knowledge and as much individual time as possible. Hence why we're not trying to mass grow to a degree where we've got ridiculous amounts of people. As some of the earlier members, the OGs probably know, like when it was monthly, we had so many people join and it just wasn't possible. So that's why we've changed it, and obviously it is a lot more kind of like, I want to know each and every one of you individually, what your goals are, where you're at right now, the way that you trade, how we can improve on that, and getting to the stage where this is genuinely like a very sound place to learn. And obviously as we expand, I want there to be this person's funded, this person can teach this. I know that this guy knows what he's talking about, I know this girl knows what she's talking about. Like, because we can't expand otherwise, because that's how the business works. And as you kind of see, we've got a lot of funded traders so far. I don't know, I think about 26, something like that, in terms of that's the amount of people that we've gotten funded from our systems, or from Woke. So it's ridiculous results in comparison to most, like I've said to almost all of you. The place that I learned from, it was 6 people, 6-figure funded traders, out of 800, and it was for 4 or 5 years. Like, to get 26 in the first year of operating, it's not even comparable. So yeah, I'm really happy with the results. I'm really happy with all of the dedication from you lot, because realistically, the ones that have seen results, it's not just because of me, it's not just because of Woke, it's because you're actually putting in the time, you're putting in the investment, and actually taking it seriously. So that half the calls I take, and trust me, there's a lot of them, where I'm on them and they're just wanting signals, they're wanting this pass for them, they want this, they want quick money, and that's just not how trading is. And as you all know, and you're going to find out if you don't, that the market's just going to humble you. There's no quick flips in this game. It's skill set and scaling. For me, that's what it is. It's all about just scaling. I've said it to you boys yesterday quite a lot. Like, it's not a percentage game. It's not anything other than a capital game. The more that you've got, the more you can make with a small percentage return. I think we've got this until about 3 p.m. So, like I said, I want to kind of go through literally every single person in terms of like what your journey looked like so far, goals, because I want to make sure we're all aligned in terms of like where everyone wants to get to and what's possible. Like, if you're saying like, oh, you want to get 100 mil by next year, I'll be like, well, it's probably not going to happen. Obviously, I hope it does, but realistically, we want to approach it in the correct way for everyone personally. So yeah, that'll be a big part of what we do today. So whether it'll be kind of like me just talking to you individually, not in front of everyone, or whatever, it's up to you guys. But that's what I want to do with literally everyone. So we'll go through that at some stage. That'll probably take us to about 3/4. Yeah, so this is what I was mentioning earlier. Oh, it's 23, not 26. In terms of like our results and where we're getting to with Woke, I think, like I said, when we're trying to expand and get to this stage where we've got that, because you look at most of these guys on TikTok or Instagram or YouTube, whatever, some of them have thousands and thousands of people learning from them. Now, why our main USP, our biggest thing, is that we want to have like an individualized experience with all of you guys, and that's what's going to see the best results. Because for me, when I was learning, I've been in multiple courses. The main one I learned from, as we know, probably not mention it on video, just hate on someone. I'm not hating on them, but my point is that it was just videos. Like, the only time I spoke to them was when I was the best trader from that course, and it was an interview. Like, for me, I know that most people learn best when it's literally individualized time, going through, this is right, this is wrong, this is your plan, this is what you need to do, because everyone's different. Not like I always say, like, trading's not a one-fits-all system. Half you guys here trade differently to me, and that's fine. And I'm never going to sit here and say, that doesn't work, this strategy doesn't work, because most, as you guys know, most strategies work. But it's doing it in the correct way, with the correct psychology, the correct risk management, the correct funded approach, obviously, for you guys to see the best results. So, obviously, from this, what I'm trying to get at is we can't scale to a ridiculous level because we want to keep this USP. The idea is that the more of you guys are getting to a ridiculously good level with trading, which, I mean, even some of you guys told me yesterday, I didn't even know you're getting to the levels that you've gotten to. So the idea is that as you guys funnel through and you're getting to 6-7 figure funded traders, then we can expand then because there's more knowledge coming from the community. Obviously, the idea is that this could grow, and way obviously social media is growing. We've got Sal on TikTok, fucking next Andrew Tate on there. Like, we should genuinely grow, and obviously we get a lot of interest anyway in terms of people joining. But it's a very big case of taking on the right type of people, which obviously all you guys, and obviously scaling it to the point where it's actually manageable and it's actually in the correct order. So, like I say, our genuine goal is to get as many of you guys funded and to get as many of you to the next level, because then we can't do anything until you guys are at that level. So that's kind of what we want to do, and that's our target for the year. Ideally, I want to have, at the moment we've got 23 funded traders, which again is mental. That's like genuinely not normal. So proud of yourselves, and proud of everyone obviously to get to that stage from what we've done, because that's just actually genuinely not normal. Like I said, I've been in so many of these courses and so many of these group chats and communities and whatever. Getting that many people funded from brand new scratch in the first year of a business is like, that's actually not normal. I think Dan's done the maths. It's 23. And 108 people, by the way, that's not 100. Like, I'd say maybe 40 of them have started in the last 2 months. You're not going to be a six-figure trader in 2 months. So, like, realistically, I would say that's more like out of 60, 70, 80 people rather than 108. But yeah, crazy results. And it's not, like I said, it's not just due to me or Woke or Dan or Riley or Jesse or Sal or whoever. It's because of you guys actually putting in the right time, the investment, and actually taking it seriously, which is what you need to do if you're going to see results. We had 100 members. We had literally basically the same amount we've got now. And look at the reason the difference is so like violent is because some of you boys are probably still on it. It's like 20, I had it like 20, 30, 40, 50 pound a month. And like the amount of people that just join for like signals or pay for it and don't even look at it. I've had people who have been in for a year and they haven't even watched like one video. And they've been in for a year. And I'm like, well, are you going to start? You boys were talking to the whole time yesterday. It's like you boys joined when I was 100k funded. Literally a year later, or a year and a bit later, it's 1.4 mil. Like, that's a big scaling in terms of like a pretty short amount of time. The exact same thing can happen for you guys, especially when you're learning from someone who's literally done it and gone through the experience, gone through all the ups and downs and like what is the best way to trade it. Everything that's coming from experience, like actually doing it. This is why I started Woke, because the people that I was learning from like didn't even have like a funded, not even like just a proof that they actually had a funded account, let alone a payout or leaderboards or doing it live or whatever. So for me, like that's kind of what you need if you're going to get to the stage. If your aim is to get to 7 figures funding, like learning from a team that actually have that and have gone through that process. Like the idea is, it's taken me 4 years to get to this stage. You guys, I mean, there's some people who are at the stage where you're multi-6-figure funded, and you're literally not even a year in. Like when I was in my first year, like I said, I was setting boys. I was very lucky in my first year, not in a consistent way, but made a big account flip, bought my car. All of this stuff, which happened in the first year, which fucking awful decisions. Like I'm saying, this is what I say again. The knowledge that I've had from just that, even that first year, where I wasn't even a consistently profitable trader, like that's things that when you boys come into it, or girls as well, come into it, that you're going to get to a stage where I'm not going to advise you on exactly what you should spend your money on, what you should do with that, what you should do with that payout, how you should do that. But I can give you what my experience and what the best way to do it is in terms of like what I've learned in the last 4 years of doing it. So yeah, that's the importance of obviously growing with us and growing from someone who's actually done it. I'm going to use sales as an example. I'll use trading. So let's say you want to get a 6-figure account or a 100k account by the end of the year. Now, if you treat it like, okay, I need to make a 6-figure account, maybe you'll get there. Maybe you'll get a 6-figure account where you should do by the end of the year. Now, if you don't, you've not hit your 1x goal. You've not hit like the standard of your target. Now, if you 10x that position, that goal, you want to make 7 figures funded by the end of the year. Now, I don't want you guys to have unrealistic expectations in trading, but at the same time, if you set a goal of 10x, 7 figures funded by the end of the year, if you're brand new trading, you're going to work 10 times harder. And if you still fall short and you get to 600, 700, 500, 400, 300, 200k, you're still better off than if you set your goal at 100k. So that's the whole psychology behind that, is that like setting yourself 10 times goals is going to make you work 10 times harder, or you should work 10 times harder to then achieve them. And obviously how that looks in trading would be literally, and I can't stress to you guys, these live calls we do, they might seem like sometimes a bit disorganized maybe, and sometimes I'm tired and sound like I'm probably like been here 12 hours and really can't be fucked to do it. But at the same time, being on every single call, seeing the charts the exact same way that we do, or the different, even opposing ways,
it's very, very beneficial. It's like the closest you can get to my trading is literally being there with me on the charts when I'm doing it. So, like I said, 10xing your work rate is joining every single live. As soon as being as active as possible in terms of like sending everyone who's joined recently. I've said to mainly the people that have joined in the last couple of weeks is that I want to be linked up to every single person's journal and their Notion and where they're putting their trades. Because as much as I don't expect you all to send in every single trade you take into the community, because I mean, at the moment it's filled with memes. But at the moment, obviously, I don't really expect everyone to do that. What I want to do is make sure that everyone's showing me their way of trading. And I know, like, okay, this is exactly how you trade. This is exactly how you trade. Okay, this is what your psychological weakness is. This is how we can work this with you. But if I don't get as much intel as possible off the individual person, then it's very hard to make a plan around it. So, like I said, this is going to get us the best results in terms of you guys getting to ridiculous heights. And like, it's very possible. Like, I can't stress. Everyone's seen it. Like, I was literally a COVID tester 2.5 years ago. Like, I'm nothing special. It's literally just years on the charts and specializing. I'm not saying it to you boys as well. One system, one pair. That's all I've done for years now. This could easily grow to a ridiculous level in terms of like that could be 500, 1,000 people next year. Now, I don't want it, like I said, I don't want to just grow for the sake of growing. I want to grow with an actual team, and again, especially the people who have been in and actually are part of this, all you people here, because you clearly are dedicated to the process and dedicated to work, which is I'd love to see. The idea is that we're building a team that can operate and scale. I'm not scaling this to a ridiculous level of 1,000 people, 2, 3, 4, 5,000 people. I mean, this is what most mentoring courses or most Discord groups or whatever get to. I mean, even in the free Discord, we've got 3.5k people. My point is that the idea is that you guys are the ones that are getting to the stage that I trust you to do lives, like talk around your experience, how you've gotten to this stage. Obviously, there's going to be incentives either way, because I don't expect you guys just to like randomly start jumping on mentoring calls, don't get me wrong. But like, that's the environment that I want to have. I want everyone to be there to help each other get to a stage where there's so many funded traders that you go into any other community and it's just people that don't know what they're talking about. Whereas in ours, it's people who have actually done it. They've gone through the same process as everyone else has, as I have, and they know how to trade. That's the difference. Obviously, trading and woke are two separate things. I try to make that as clear as possible. I say it to you boys all the time, like they're different. For me, obviously, woke's been something that's been like hard to build. I mean, really, it's gone through so many ups and downs, and like it's been very, probably way more stressful than the actual trading sometimes, in terms of making things work in the right way. My point is that I don't want to get random people that I don't know or that just want a job or just want this or that. I want to have you guys integrated into the team because you're the ones that are part of it. At the very beginning, like this is literally, most businesses fail in their first year and we're genuinely thriving. So my point is that if this business goes where it should go with the people that we've got in, with the results we're getting, with the branding, the social media and those things that I've spoken about on there's absolutely no reasons why we couldn't be the biggest in the UK, even potentially the biggest like worldwide if we actually get things right. And that's not me being unrealistic, that's me 10xing my goals with this business and with how we operate. I don't want that to be the thing. I don't want everyone to just be like, oh, what's Rob doing? What's the exact trade he's taking? Obviously, the idea is that, and the reason why I've really tried to put in live trading into an aspect of woke is mainly so that you can see the way that I'm thinking on the charts, not so you can just piggyback my position, Sal. I'm joking. No, yeah, so my point is that I want all of you guys to be at the stage where you know what you're doing, but you're going to learn that. The live trading aspect is for you guys to see like, okay, Rob's waited for this to happen, or he's looked at this POI, he's waited for that to happen, he's waiting for confirmation, and then his entry's there, and then he's scaled in there, and then stop loss is there, and when he's trading it, and his thought process from it, he's not stressed out, or he's not making decisions after the trade. I think one of the lives I've done really recently, I think there's quite a few people in it to be fair, I took a trade, and I was literally explaining the fact that when I took the trade, there was no bias. The best traders in the world are the ones that can extend their winners and cut their losses short. So much easier said than done. Like, trust me, it's taken years to even like understand how you do that. But like when you're entering the trade is when you have the clearest mind. So you should have a plan on every trade that you take in terms of like, this is your TP, this is where you're taking partials, this is a place that it could reverse. If it does, you're out of the trade. Exit plan, obviously your entry plan, all of this stuff. When you've got that clear and you know how you're trading, like if you go please watch all my previous trades and tell me one where it's violently different in terms of the way that I'm entering. Like a lot of the time it's the exact same thing over and over and over again. And you can go through, watch them all please. And it's literally me doing the same thing, and some of them I'm bored as fuck because I'm just saying the same thing. It's basically the same video every time. But it shows the consistency of a strategy and the consistency of having a reliable approach to the markets and just doing that. That's it. That's trading. What I've been trying to get across subtly is that when you guys have the big payouts, which you will, and it will be like a euphoria moment, and you'll feel ego, for me, ego's like through the fucking roof. But at the same time, call me. Like I can't stress, when you're getting big payouts, when you're funded, when you're past phase 1, when you're past phase 2, call me as soon as you've done it. If you're getting to a stage where, like I said, the way that I pass challenges, I'm making 50% in 2-3 days. Now, after doing that, you're like, oh my God, I'm the fucking best trader in the world. And then you go onto a funded account, if you keep that ideology of trying to make 15% in a couple trades, you're gonna get fucked, like violently. So you need to, sorry, that was fucking weird. That's why the hardest thing that I've learned this year is that switch when you're funded. Once you pass the challenges, I say it all the time, I do not give a fuck about any of these challenges. Literally, if I fail them, if I pass them, cool, don't care. Because it's all they are to me is a way to scale to more funding. Once they're a funded account, then it's like, that's my capital, that makes me money, that's how I pay for Domino's today. Like, you know, it's something that's like, that's actually something you make money from. Now, like I was saying before, it's all demo. We have no idea how long these prop firms are going to be about. I don't think they're going to go anytime soon, at least. Like, I think there's going to be all the chances in the world that you guys get funded, and you don't need to wait like ridiculous amounts of time anyway. Like the idea is that you will be funded to multi-six, if not 7 figures within the year anyways. But the only issue is, obviously, if prop firms go, that becomes quite hard, and there's a harder route to get there. But obviously the idea is that they won't, I don't think they'll go in the year. I don't think they'll go, I'd be surprised if they do go. Funded and personals, the income that I've made, I actually probably sway towards personals in terms of how much like actual capital is like there and it's compounded and it's more consistent. Like I said, I'm only aiming for 1% on all these fundeds. Sometimes my results on my personals, massive. I mean, I'm not going to say a percent, I made it 14R on Monday. Like that, on a personal, obviously, I think it was 14 grand. You can kind of make out, obviously, there's got to be a lot in that personal to make that kind of money in a day off one trade. So my point is that that's what the route is. I don't want you guys to just all go all in on these prop firms, because yes, they're the best scaling tool that you've got. They're the best way for you to get to 6-7 figure funded trader and making big payouts. But that should instantly either go into, well, for me, I split it into scaling funded accounts and then scaling my personal. So my personal wouldn't be a thing if it wasn't for the funded accounts, or it definitely wouldn't be the size it's at least. And the funded accounts wouldn't be the size of that if I didn't put the payouts back into the challenges.
Massive thank you to anyone that came down for the WokeFX meetup. It was really surreal to see everyone there. That was obviously the whole version. There were still some cut bits because a little bit was unfiltered and stuff that I don't want to release to YouTube. So yeah, if you are looking to find out a bit more about what we do, like I mentioned in the talk, we're only really looking to teach people who are really serious about becoming traders, not looking for just quick account flips or signals or prop firm paths for them. That's not going to get you anywhere. Learning the actual skill set is what's going to mean that you can become a full-time trader, a 6-7 figure trader. So yeah, like I said, if you want to find out more, just drop me a message on Instagram at robdono or at dons.fx or at WokeLimited for the actual Woke Instagram. Please hit that subscribe button. We are trying to, I've been looking at myself, fuck. You should have done this. Every time Sam flips the camera on, I can see myself. I just stare into my own body. So yeah, like I was saying, thanks for everyone. Please click the subscribe button. Message me on Instagram if you want to find out a little bit more, or head over to our website, which will be in the bio as well.